The mission of TJ Rocketry is to promote the hobby of model rocketry as well as bringing it to the community.
For the last 2 years, I had done the smaller scale rocket competition TARC, and that was well and good, but I was ready for a bigger challenge.
So we decided to participate in NASA Student Launch after one of our teams placed top 25 at TARC Nationals, which is the American Rocketry Challenge.
It's a pretty big competition, 800 teams all across the nation, but it really serves as just an entry point. So you're attracting all these freshmen and you're getting them into this amazing hobby.
The presentations with NASA were really nerve-wracking, especially once they start going and start asking you questions. Because of our preparation, we were able to pass all of those presentations and make it to Huntsville. The Rocket Fair was one of the best experiences that I've had.
You could walk around and just see all the colleges and the high schools and all the effort they put in, the colors that they had used in their paint jobs, the intricate ways that they had made their payloads so that it would satisfy the competition requirements.
The colleges had a specific payload challenge that they had to do. Seeing all of the different applications of how people created designs to complete that challenge was just really interesting. Being able to show off our rocket was especially cool because of how different our rocket was. And everyone at the Rocket Fair was just amazed after we would explain them our whole recovery system. They're like, how does that work?
I think as a sophomore, sometimes you get this perspective that your work doesn't really matter as much as these giant colleges, because you have the Purdue's and the Virginia Techs. But seeing all these people be so interested in your rocket and your design and what you spent 500 hours on is something that just is indescribable.
Towards the end of the safety checks that we had, that NASA had given us, they gave us a punch list, which we basically had to go through our rocket and fix any errors that we had. We were all working in the hotel in a corner, the tension was palpable. You could feel it, but there was a positive energy going into that as well. We knew that this is it, we've gotten here.
The feeling of finally reaching that launch day was just amazing, especially because we had poured 500 hours, and being able just to be there was kind of it all paying off.
They had organized the launch pads far off to keep everything safe and secure, and they had the flight line where basically all of the schools and their representatives and their teams were all lined up and they were all watching the rockets. We got to ours and we were all waiting with bated breath. We tried to have some team spirit, but you could tell that we were all very stressed.
In 5, 4, 3, 2,
We were just so glad that it worked, especially for me. I felt it was almost euphoric when it got down, our parachute came out.
All of the other teams were very impressed by what we had done.
I feel the TJ Rocketry structure in general is just designed to help foster the growth of younger students. Just being able to contribute to a 12-foot rocket going 4,000 feet in the air, and then also bring all these new freshmen into the hobby. That sort of thing is worth more than the sum of its parts.
Student launch was a culmination of everything that I learned up to this point, through classes, through other rocketry events. It might have been stressful. We might have worked really long nights and days and so many other meetings just throughout the school year, but I'm gonna miss it all because it's with my friends. We had so much fun doing this. We were all a cohesive team by the end. Our core members were all very attached to each other.